Alright everybody, this is another video update from Great Lakes Weather. The day is December 9th and the time is 4:37 p.m. There is quite a bit to talk about in terms of the weather that is incoming this coming week. So, tomorrow there is going to be potentially severe weather outbreak in Indiana and Ohio and areas southward. And on the north side of that system, we are going to have very heavy snow. How much snow and what kind of severe weather we're dealing with? That's what we're going to get into with this video today. All right, so before we get into that video, just a reminder, all of those different social media platforms, you can subscribe to us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Telegram, Twitter, and even the remind, if you live in Southwest Lower Michigan, you can text that GLWSWMI, that's what it is, to 81010. And then also, if you are on desktop, you can scan that QR code to access our website. So that is the ways that you can get connected with us. All right. Let's dive right in because there is a lot to get to. All right, so this is the Storm Prediction Center's outlook for severe weather for tomorrow. All right, right now we have an enhanced risk, and this enhanced risk is focused around the fact that there could be strong tornadoes and damaging winds. Okay, so strong tornadoes, the little hashed area that you see there, the hashed area indicates that you could have F2 to F5 tornadoes within 25 miles of anywhere within that hashed area, all right? So that means it's going to be the potential for strong tornadoes does exist. We have quite a bit of low-level rotation that's going to be associated with this particular system. And then off to the north in areas such as Indiana, Ohio, Cedarville also is included in this. Southern Indiana could see some tornadoes from this. And then areas such as northern Indiana, even as far north as northern Indiana. I know it's cold today, but you may even see damaging winds tomorrow as a result from these particular storm systems. Cedarville's in that again as well. Damaging winds are going to be focused along the Mississippi River Valley and then portions of the western half of the Ohio River Valley. So a lot to pay attention to. Hail is not really much of a concern in regards to these storms. It's mainly the environment we have of winds that is going to contribute to this severe weather developing. And right now we are at enhanced risk. I'm not sure if that's going to be upgraded anytime soon. That's up to the Storm Prediction Center, not me. So that's just going to be something to keep an eye on, and I will give you updates on that on my social media platforms when I have that. All right? Okay. What is causing this severe weather event? So we have a very strong jet. We have a very strong 500 millibar jet that is just going to erupt as I move to this graphic. This is Friday around 10 a.m. So look how this jet takes off right over northern Indiana, southern Michigan, areas along the Mississippi River Valley where there's going to be more instability connected with this. This jet right here is what's going to feed our potential for severe weather. And then also looking at different 850 millibars, you also have winds at pretty much all different levels of the surface, all of different winds that are just following along with each other from the southwest. Plenty of southwesterlies with this storm system that's going to be following with it. Back to 500 millibars. This is 500 millibar jet again. Very intense jet right there of 130 knots. And right behind that you have wind and colder air as well. So these winds are what is going to feed this storm with enough energy to produce the potential for severe weather, as well as a quick warm-up tomorrow that's going to take place pretty much across this entire region, and then also just the cold front that's connected to it that's just going to bring in all of this severe weather. And then there's going to be plenty of instability feeding this storm. Coming up from the southwest, you have the mixes of winds and also the heat up, the dew points that are going to be developing as a result of this. Let's take a look at the dew point real quick here. All right, so let's take a look at how the dew point just takes off, really. It just goes up there. This is according to the GFS. Other models have been putting out a little bit more moisture available for the atmosphere. Let me see if I can find a better model. Dew point. That's what we want to see right there. All right, so taking a look at the moisture that just goes up into the atmosphere, you have dew points in the 60s. That's plenty of moisture, even up into the 50s in lower Michigan. Lower Michigan is also going to see thunderstorms as well. but that real plume of moisture right there is where that severe weather is really going to take place. And it's just going to be a nice line of QLCS cells, supercells, just progressing along that cold front prior to temperatures cooling off following the cold front. There's likely going to be some wind following this front as well. So something to be aware of. All right, so let's actually take a look at how the storm takes place in our region, okay? So a few scattered snow showers out there right now, but as we progress into Friday, that's when the low pressure system really builds in. You got that warm air being pulled from the south associated with low pressure, and then on the backside you have that cold air, and that is going to produce plenty of snow probabilities for all of these regions, including the Upper Peninsula. The Upper Peninsula could see quite a bit of snow. Exactly how much I'll get into in just a second. All right, so we're moving into Friday evening at this point. Right here is around 7 p.m. So this is going to be a nighttime threat for severe weather, and then you see the line developing right along that cold front. So that cold front, you see the thunderstorms. Thunderstorms look rather heavy. It's going to be more along the lines of heavy downpours if you live in southwest lower Michigan or southern lower Michigan, and then more along the lines of severe thunderstorms capable of producing damaging winds and tornadoes in southern Indiana and Ohio. So if you're the farther south you are, the more in the threat zone you are. Is really marginal tornado threat is being recorded by the sounding there. And then you see that heavy snow and potentially even some freezing rain, especially around the Mackinac Bridge. That's pretty dangerous stuff. And then you just see the storms just take off and intensify along that really strong jet, pulling plenty of moisture from the southwest and enabling just rotation and potential for tornadoes. So these storms will mainly just be heavy rain, but down south you'll have potential for severe weather where it's more unstable atmosphere. All right, on the backside, the snow continues in the Upper Peninsula for quite a while, and then on the backside of this system, you might see a little bit of snow afterwards in Michigan, where the lake is at. So that's the real big thing we're watching. We're also watching the potential for even more heat buildup later on, so that's going to be something to keep an eye on as well. All right, HRR, kind of putting about the similar idea of what's going to take place. Again, this is Friday evening, and then as we progress, you get a nice defined line of thunderstorms progressing northeastward with a tornado threat even as far north as northern Indiana, and then in lower Michigan, not really severe hazard, but the thermodynamics are there to cause the potential for some strong winds still. 67% tornado supercell matches, but the sounding isn't really giving us potential for that. It might just be too cold up in lower Michigan to support that, so, and not as unstable. So those storms are going to move through, and then on the backside again, the snow will wrap around and just stick around that northern region. All right, so the NAM model is putting out something similar as well. Get a sounding of lower Michigan. Still, that severe hazard threat is low down there, but if you go down south, tornado threat and tornado hazards. You have very low cloud bases. You have lower cloud bases that can enable the potential for some tornadoes. So that'll just be something to keep an eye on and be aware of. All right. Okay, so let's take a look at the snow totals across lower Michigan real quick. And then let's take a look at the snow totals. Winter weather, total accumulated snowfall. Total accumulated snowfall around 10 inches by the time this model goes out. So 10 inches across, 10 to 12 inches even across parts of the Upper Peninsula, and including even Wisconsin, maybe even up to 15 inches. So pretty significant amount of snowfall. So that is going to be something to keep an eye on. All right. So that's really what we're watching with the storm system. So just keep an eye out. And also leave a comment if you have any questions. You can also like and subscribe to the channel to make sure that you keep getting consistent updates. All right. Thanks for watching, and I will see you all when the next storm system arrives.